In this video, I'm going to give you my goal setting system that I've used to consistently, predictably, every single year, smash my goals, smash my targets. And it's what I've used to become a multi-millionaire in my early 20s. So I'm going to give you my day planner. I'm going to give you everything you need, the tools you need to set goals, plan goals, how I look at goals, how I look at targets, how to reverse engineer your goals, and then how to set up a system to know if you're making progress and actually hitting those goals. So I'm going to show you all the sauce, and I'm also going to give you all the details, all the resources will be in the description so you can actually take these, use them for yourself so you can smash your goals going into the new year. So let's dive straight in. So I actually think this is going to be the most valuable video that you watch literally ever, because this is what's helped me so much in just hitting goals, hitting targets. And I was just sitting here thinking, writing down these notes for you, which I'll break down. And this is what I go through, and this is what every single top performer, even when I had sales reps, when I teach my clients, this is what they all understand, and this is what they're consciously aware of, okay? And so I'm literally going to break this all down for you, but I want to first have you understand this, and then what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the tools. So I use what's called this warm-up planner. I'm also going to give you my executive day planner. So every single day you can review your goals, you can set your goals, and you can break your goals into micro goals. So in targets, aka targets, that you can use to hit goals every single month. Okay. So the first thing when I was thinking about this is I set the goal. Okay. So you need to set the goal first. If you don't know what you're aiming for, you're never going to hit it. So you need to set the goal. Okay. So think to yourself, and this is a very important point that I want you to understand, is that when you set your goal, what you want to do is you want to set your goal. You don't want to set what other people's goals are. Now, I think for a lot of you guys watching this video, you're going to want to hit your first $1 million, okay? You're going to want to hit your first M, or you want to scale even further, get 100K, 200, 300, 400, 500K, whatever your goal is, you want to set the goal. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this and we're going to set your goal. Let's say your goal by the end of the year is you want to be at $100,000 per month. Well, in order to hit $100,000 a month, you're not going to go from, let's say you're making 15K a month. You're not going to go from 15K directly to 100K. It doesn't work like that, okay? Yeah, can you do that? Sure. But the number one thing is you're going to need to reverse engineer it. And the way I look at it is you reverse engineer it into quarters, months, weeks, and then we have daily leading indicators and targets, which I'll break down in extreme detail on how you can look at this, okay? So let's say your goal is $100,000 a month, okay? Well, in order to hit $100,000 a month, what is that going to require you? So let's just say we break that down into the quarters. Let's say your starting point is, let's say you're at, again, 15K, and by the end of the Q1, you want to be doing at least $25,000 a month, right? So we got to break these things down, okay? So we're going to set quarterly goals. So Q1 objective, let's say our goal is to get to 25,000 a month. Let's say Q2, we want to be at $50,000 a month. Let's say Q3, we want to be at $75,000 a month. And by Q4, we want to be at $100,000 per month, okay? And this is the thing. Most people try and set these big, massive, audacious goals and like hit it in record time. But I'm telling you, you can do this much faster. Can you get to 100K a month in 90 days? Sure, I've done it many times. I've gotten to 250,000 a month? Yes, I have done that in less than 6 months. So you can hit bigger goals, but I'm telling you, if you want to hit it for certain, you want to break it down, okay? So Q1, our goal is to get to $25,000 a month. So once you have this in broken down, what you want to do is don't focus on anything else. Only focus on Q1, okay? Forget $100,000 a month. Forget it. It's out of your span, because I'll tell you, by doing this, you're probably going to exceed a lot of your goals, okay? Then you want to break it down. Okay, well, let's say month one, by the end of month one, we want to be at, let's just say, 20,000 a month, right? Month two, we want to be on track, or let's just say you want to go to 18K a month. I think you can even do more than this, but let's just say 20,000 a month. Then you're going to do, let's just say 25,000 a month. And by month 3, you're going to be doing $25,000. And you want to say plus per month as an example, okay? So we break these down into months. So again, forget your quarterly goal. You want to break it down into months. Then what we want to do is we want to break it down into weeks. So what we would do is we forget everything else, right? And we're just focusing on week 1, okay? And what we're going to do is, okay, well, week 1, in order to hit 20K, we need to get $5,000, right? Week 2, we need to be at $10,000, right? Week 3, we need to be at 15,000, and by week 4, we need to be hitting 20,000, okay? So now you know what your goals are for the year, you know your goals for the month, and you know what your weekly goals are, okay? Now, what's going to be very, very important is these are our goals, which we'll put here, and we'll just grab this. Is now what we need to do is we need to reverse engineer these goals, okay? Well, in order to hit our goal this month, right, of $20,000 and our weekly goal of this, we need to break down our sales targets. Now, for a lot of you guys, you're going to be selling probably, and if you're not, I mean, I would recommend you're selling some sort of high ticket service, right? Let's just say you're selling a $5,000 coaching program. Doesn't matter what you sell, you can do this for your own results, okay? Well, now what we know is we break it down. Okay, we have $5,000 for a coaching program. We know that for the month, we need to sell 5 sales. We need 5 sales at 5K, okay? For each week, we need roughly 1 sale per week, right? 5 sales for the month, right? And we need 1 sale per week, okay? Well, in order to get this these 5 sales, what we would do is we would reverse engineer our sales targets, okay? Now, this is tried true. You could apply this in any facet, but this is what we need to do, okay? And we need to be laser focused on this one. So now what I would do, and again, what you can do is you can grab a pen and paper, you can use your notes app to do this, but this is what you need to do. You need to reverse engineer your goals, okay? Break down, and then I'm going to show you leading indicators, targets, how you set this up, and you're going to become a menace, okay? So $5,000, we have month, we need 5 sales. Each week, we need, we need 4 sales, So we need 1 sale per week, right? So now, let's just say in order to get the 4 sales, let's just say, and you should know your numbers. Like if you're not tracking your sales numbers, if you don't have sales tracking sheets, if you don't have prospecting tracking sheets, you need to be tracking your numbers, okay? But let's just say you were closing at, I'll say on the low end. Let's say low end, you're closing at your close rate 15%. Well, we divide this by 0.015. That means we would need to conduct 25 sales calls, okay? Well, let's just say only 50% of them show up. We need 53 calls booked, and these would be calls taken, okay? So we need 53 calls booked. About half of them, let's say they show up. And again, I'm giving you worst case scenario. You're closing at 15% and you need this, okay? 53 calls booked. Okay, well, I need 53 calls that are on my calendar, okay? Well, in order to book those 53 calls on your calendar, well, you should already have methods in order to do that. You can use outreach, you can use content, you can use paid advertising, right? So you're going to have to choose the channels, and we can go into more depth, but that's beside the point of this video. I'm just going to show you how to break this down, okay? So we need 53 calls booked. We need 26 calls taken. Now, if you're doing a 1-call close, then that's what you would need. If you do a 2-call close, you're going to have to readjust this a little bit, okay? But let's just say you're just doing a one-call type of close. Well, you need to book 53 calls. Well, in order to book those 53 calls, let's just say you're working 5 days a week with 4 weeks, right? We have 20 working days. So you would divide 53 divided by 20 is you need basically, and I'll just round it up, you need 3 calls booked per day, okay? And by doing this, you will probably exceed your goals, okay? you will likely exceed your goals, because can you close at 30% and get one sale a day and hit 50K? Yes, this is the whole point. I'll tell you, when I was first starting out, I had my agency. I did this exact process. This is what's got me out. And this is how in 3 months, I was making $40,000 a month when I started to do this. Okay. So what I'm showing you is exactly practical. It's got me out of my parents' basement, maybe grow my agency. Everything changed when I started to be very methodical with my targets and my goals. Okay. So 3 calls a day booked that you need to do. You need 3 calls booked per day. Okay. That is 15 calls booked per week, right? So we would go 3 times 5. We need 15 calls booked per week. Okay. Now we know when we wake up in the morning, we know exactly what we need to be doing. Is everything that is going to get us these 3 calls booked. Okay. And we're not going to go to sleep. No, I'm kidding. Unless we hit those calls, right? But this is what you need to do. Okay. I guarantee you have never looked at things like this. Okay. So now we have this. Okay. Now we have our leading indicators, which I'll get into, and we have our daily targets. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to then leverage what I call the war map. Now, if any of you guys are familiar with Sam Ovens, I did originally learn this from Sam Ovens, and it's been with me ever since. And a lot of very high-level players use this every single day, like Charlie Morgan, I know, and a lot of people use this. But I've made this sheet so you can literally use this. And I'll link it in the description below. You can basically go access it. You can get file, make a copy, add it to your drive, and you can keep this one as the master. So you're going to keep this one as the master, make a copy of the master, right? So you're going to copy it basically twice, because this one, how we have it set up is you can change the year. So next year, boom, you type in 26. Now the whole sheet updates to the to 2026. And if you want it 2027, boom, the whole sheet updates for 2027. It's absolutely sick. I don't know how my business partner did this, but it's what I've been using ever since. So we want to go 2025, and boom, it's all updated. So you're going to want to make a copy of it, and then you'll have one for 2025. And then each year you can just duplicate this for the other years. Okay. So now what you like to do is you want to zoom in and again, look at our quarter first, and then we can map out anything in our quarter. So like, let's say for example, from March to here, and I'll actually do this for you. So we'll just make a copy of this and I'll show you, because I don't want to mess up the real one. So we're going to make a copy of this. Okay. And this is what you're going to do as well. And you're going to have a copy of the master, then you can make a copy of this one as well. Let's zoom in. So what you can do is if there's any like trips or anything or anything in your year, you can look at your year from this view and you can block out, like maybe this week you're going to go on a vacation with your wife or whatever, okay, or your girlfriend. Okay, boom, you block of this, or you're going to a mastermind. You can start to add this and be like, mastermind in Cabo with Mitch. Hello. Saying, you know, I'm kidding. I don't have a mastermind in Cabo, but you can get the point, right? So you're gonna write this and you start planning all your top level things. So you're gonna enter any major initiatives, projects, life events, or whatever you want in the color code. So for example, if you're wanting to create a new video sales letter funnel, well, you're gonna do like, okay, let's say this week I'm gonna create a new VSL. Boom. This week, VSL, right? And you're going to start planning your projects at a high level. And I would do big projects. You can plan them and color code them in here. Okay. That's what I like to do first, but let's jump straight into the month. So I usually like to be on the monthly view so I can see my whole month and I can see everything at a bird's eye view. Very, very important. Now I work Saturdays as well. So if they're blocked off, I just go like this and then color code, I just reset it and boom, they're all white because I work 6 days a week. Okay. So when I first come to here, what I do is you can set your goals. So now we can go back to our goal setting here and we can say, okay, well, our goal for the week is making $20,000 a month. Okay. Our goal, $20,000 per month. We know that we need to get 5 sales and our target, or actually 4 sales, and our target is 53 calls booked. Okay. 4 sales at 5,000. And then what we're going to do is we need 53 calls booked. And we need 26 calls taken. Now, are you going to get a better show up rate? Are you going to get a better close rate? probably, okay? Now you're going to set, now what I like to do is also set objectives. So the objectives are bigger term projects. For example, I need to launch my, for example, YouTube channel, right? I need to, for example, optimize my LinkedIn outreach, or whatever the case may be, or I need to build a new video sales letter via cell funnel. Okay, so I would basically put in the bigger long-term objectives here that I need that are going to contribute to me hitting my goals. Okay, then every single week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to see, okay, which one of these monthly objectives broken out am I going to focus on for this week? And then I'm going to block out portions of my time and I'm going to color code them to where I'm going to implement that objective. Okay. Then each week I take it and I go and I look at my goals. I'm like, okay, well, I need one sale. I need basically 3 calls booked per day. I need 15 calls booked per week. So what I would do here is my weekly goal. Let's just say, I would say my target is I need 15 sales calls booked. Okay. Then what I like to have is I like to have the actual. So at the end of the week, I can see what my actual target was, right? And which we're going to get into. So now I know I need 15 calls booked. That's 3 per day, right? 3 per day. And I know this is my target, right? And you can set this and then you can track it however you want. But every single day, what I would do is you're going to break it down and you're going to know, okay, well, on Monday, I need to book 3 sales calls. So you're going to write on here, book 3 sales calls, right? And in order to do that, you're going to, for example, reach out to, let's say, 40 people on LinkedIn. Let's say you're going to post 1 Instagram reel. And let's say you're going to also reach out to like hot prospects, as an example, right? So you now know, okay, and then what I like to do is I like to highlight the day. So I like to go here, highlight the day. So every day I'm looking, okay, I need to book 3 sales calls, okay? Now, let's say I only booked 2. Well, now I have, let's say, 4 days left in the week. Well, what I would do is I still need 13 calls. So I do 13 divided by 4. Now I need to book more. I need 3.25 calls. So I need to basically book at least over 3 calls a day to be able to hit my target for the rest of the week. And then once the day is done, basically what I do is I check this off. I mark it gray, right? Actually, I use this gray. This one here. Boom. Red, blue. I make this. And then what I do is I adjust my target. So now let's say I need to book 4 sales calls, right? So I can get ahead, so I can be on track for my goals. Okay, in order to do that, what am I going to do? I'm going to reach out to and do the actions that I need to do every single day to be able to hit my target. So that's the first piece of this. So we set the goal, right? We reverse engineer into quarters, into months, into weeks, and then we have daily leading indicators. What is the leading indicator? Amount of calls booked per day, right? And the leading indicator on top of that is how many, for example, actions you're doing that are going to reach out to. That's going to be, for example, there's a few ways to get clients. There's content, there's ads, there's outreach, there's partnerships. You need to choose one of those strategies. If you're going to post short form on Instagram Reels to put them into your funnel, you're going to do that strat. If you're going to, whatever your strat is, and again, we can go deeper on it, but you should be at least posting 1 YouTube video a week, posting 1 Instagram Reel a day, and reaching out to people on LinkedIn as direct outreach, especially if you're under 100K a month. If you're not able to run ads yet, but if you're at the point where you want to run ads, then it's going to be tracking your tracking sheet and doing organic strategies to get them in. So that's besides this video, but basically that's what you're going to be doing. And then every day, you know, now let's say I only booked 2 calls. Well, now I have 3 days left and I need 12. So 12 divided by 3 days is I need to book 4 calls a day. And so each day I highlight, I input the actions that I need to be doing for that day. For example, post YouTube video, right? Oh, post YouTube video, and let's just say post one IG reel, and then let's say it's reach out to 40 people on LinkedIn, right? So I would do this every day, and the leading indicator, okay, well, I booked let's say 2 calls. Well, now the next day I'm going to be doing it, and I'm going to show you how you use this day planner in conjunction with this. You can methodically hit your goals. But that's the first piece of this, is every day leading indicators, tracking your targets. Now you should have tracking sheets for this and stuff as well, but you're going to be reviewing every single night your gap to your goal. So this is what I'm doing. I'm reviewing my goal. So I'm only at, for example, 12 calls for the week. I need to hit 15. So in order to hit that, I need to readjust my goal based on my current output and my current results so that I can consistently, reliably hit my targets. Okay? So I'm adjusting every single day because, for example, a lot of people go blindly throughout their entire life and throughout their entire week. They don't even know what day it is in the week. They don't even know what day it is. And so they that's why they don't hit their goals. And so every day I'm aware, because every night I look at this before I go to sleep. I plan my day, and I'll give you a protocol on how you can do this. But basically, I would set this as my target. So I'd come in here. I'd be like, okay, my goal is to book 4 sales calls, post a YouTube video, IG reel, reach out to 40 people, right? And I would basically adjust it based on my target, right? I review my gap to my goal. Okay, well, I need to readjust for my targets for today so that I can be on track to hit my target for the week. And if I'm on track to hit my target for the week, I know that I'm on track to hit my target for the month, right? So I would just focus on the actions that are needed to be doing. And the leading indicators are the contributors to hitting your target. So that's going to be content, outreach, running ads, whatever the case may be, that's going to get you, or cold call, whatever it is that you're choosing for your direct outreach or your sales and generating this results, is in order to hit your overall target. Then every day I'm reviewing my gap to my goal, right? In terms of my amount of appointments to how many I have to what the outcome is. Then every single week, what I'm doing is I'm reviewing my targets versus my actual. Every month, I'm reviewing my targets versus my actual results. And then daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly, I'm reviewing my data. I'm getting feedback, and I'm readjusting so that I can predictably, consistently hit my targets. And then I'm consciously aware, and I'm using what's called depth perception, which I'll show you in a second. But basically, what I do every night is I come here, and based on my targets, right? And based on, and you can even say actual, you could say, I like to actually put this, to be honest. I do current, and then at the end of the week, I do actual. Okay? So currently, I'm at, let's say I have, I like to put my gap actually. And I'd say, let's say my gap is, I need 12 for the week, right? And then at the end of the week, I'd say, okay, I got 14. Okay, well, in order to hit my goals next week, I don't need 15, I need 16 appointments, right? So that I can hit my overall goal of getting 53 calls booked, 26 sales calls taken, and so I can hit my overall target. So every single night, I go and I pull this up, and I review my calendar. How many calls do I have on my calendar? So I use Google Calendar for that. I look at, based on my weekly objectives, which is, for example, post 1 YouTube video. I also go and post 7 IG Reels. And let's say I reach out to 40 people per day on LinkedIn. And let's say whatever else you're doing, right? You know, follow up with hot prospects. And then let's just say it's you have something to do like create new VSL or something like that, right? And let's say you do that on Saturday, right? Saturday is create new VSL. So how this works is every single start of my week, I do this and I map out my entire week, right? But I only adjust what I'm doing each day the night before, and I plan some things. Like let's say on Saturday for the beginning of the week, I would say create new VSL, for example, and I'd plan this out, my targets, my gap, my actual. I'd put all my weekly objectives, and then at the night, on Sunday night, I plan my Mondays. On Monday night, I plan my Tuesdays. And then when I'm planning my week, what I do is I use my day planner. So my executive day planner, I use religiously. I have it on my desk. I write this every single day. I use this religiously, and I'll walk you through how it works so you can stay on track. But this is how you can conquer your day. So basically, I use these two tools in conjunction with each other. So basically, every day, I pull out my executive day planner and I plan my day the night before. It says, when you wake up, state what you're grateful for first thing in the morning and visualize what would make today great. Set your targets for the week, month, and quarter. Set intention for the day. Always remember you can have a bad day, but you cannot have a bad week. As weeks turn into months, months turn into quarters, quarters turn into years. Next thing you know, you come to the end of your life not fully achieving your full and ultimate potential. So be deliberate and intentional. Stay consistent and disciplined no matter what. At the end of each day, reflect on your day that transpired. What wins did you experience? How can you improve? Reflect on your progress. Listen to feedback so you can do even better tomorrow. And then state your goals again. Fall asleep with your vision held vividly in your mind and repeat every day for years on end. And success is inevitable to those with deliberate planning and consistent execution. So every day I come and I open this up. Now I have it printed out, so I recommend that you can go get this in the description. I print it out. You can go to Office Depot or you can go to like Staples or whatever, and you can get it bound with these, I don't even know what this is called, but you want to get it bounded, okay? And you can basically get it printed, get it bounded, and essentially how it works is every single day, what I do is I go and I plan here, then I look at my calendar, and I see what I have on my calendar. So for example, let's say on my Google Calendar at 11 a.m. I have, for example, an appointment scheduled, like a strategy call or a sales call. And let's say at 12, I have a call with one of my clients. I jot these down in my calendar, and I would jot down my routine. So let's just say at 6 a.m. I wake up, I go to the gym. At 7 a.m. I do my meditation. At 7:30, I read my goals and I write my goals down with this, which you're doing now. And then let's just say at 8:30, I do X, Y, Z. 9 a.m. I start working, right? And then from 9 to let's say 12 is where I'm doing deep work session, where maybe I'm going to go and I'm going to reach out to 40 people on LinkedIn. I'm going to post an Instagram reel, right? And so I'd write that down. I'd reach out to 40 people, block out for example, an hour for doing that. I would post an IG reel, post a reel, or whatever the case may be, whatever you're doing, contributing, or whatever you have it planned, you're going to jot it down in your day planner, okay? And you're going to plan this the night before, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're also going to put up here what needs to be completed. So for example, you need to reach out to 40 people. You need to book 3 sales calls, right? You need to, whatever the case may be, so you can check them off. What are the big milestones for the day that need to be checked off? I use the radar. Anything that's on my mind, I put down a radar. Oh, I need to be, consciously aware of, doing X, Y, Z. What am I studying? So I write down kind of things that I'm studying or things that I'm aware of. So maybe I'm reading a book. So read a book, I'd write it down. And so I basically, the night before, you can see here, that's why it has the little moon, because at night I plan my entire day all the way to the end. Okay, I plan my entire day. Then what I do in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, what I do immediately is I go and I write down my goals. So you want to write down your big goals. So for example, one of your goals is I am making $100,000 per month. So you want to write them in first person. I am making $100,000 a month. Write any other goals that you have down. So maybe you have other personal goals outside of the business. So you want to write those down, right? So I am, for example, or I have a Mercedes-Benz S63 AMG, whatever the case, whatever your goals are, or I am 10% body fat, whatever the case would be, right? You're going to write down your goals. So this is why there's a sun, because it's the morning. You're going to write down what you're grateful for. So you can I write down typically 3 things that I'm grateful for, use this entire space. Like I'm super grateful for, my family, for Christ, for God, whatever. I just write it down. And then I write my targets. So this week, I know what my targets are. This week, I'm going to be hitting 15 appointments booked. And I write down my goal is to get 1 sale at 5K. I'm writing my targets. I'm writing down what my targets for the month are, what my targets are for the quarter. So I'm consciously aware. So these are my targets and these are my goals, like longer term goals, right? Then every single night, what I do is I write my wins, I write how I'm going to improve, and I write my goals again. And then I kind of give myself a performance rating. Did I sleep on time? Did I go to the gym? Did I exercise? Yes. Did I do my mindset formula? Did I write down my goals and gratitude? Did I meditate? Did I do my revenue generating activities? Did I study? And I check these off, and then I gave myself a rating. Okay, I rate myself, 72% or whatever, right? Then what I do is the next day, I flip it over, and I go, based on this, I block this off, I check this off, and then I go and I put down all my goals. Okay, I need to book, let's say, 4 sales calls, right? Based on my targets, and I'm reviewing where I'm at for the week. Let's say I'm now at, my gap is 8, right? So we'll remove that. And then I'm moving forward so I know what my gap is. I need 8 more calls for the week. And I have 2 more days to do it. So I'm consciously aware in real time of where I'm at. Am I on track? Am I not on track? And I'm tracking this every single day, okay? And I'm getting my objectives. I'm getting my projects done. I'm hitting my objectives, because every day should be moving you forward to hitting your weekly objectives and your weekly goals and targets. And every week should be getting you closer to hitting your monthly goals and targets and objectives. And then every single month should be getting you closer to your quarterly, your annually goals, okay? So you want to put this into 90-day sprints, okay? And so that's what you're going to be doing every single day. You review it, and then you're basically doing leading indicators, which are the things that are going to lead you to getting your results, which are the outreach, the content, driving people and driving traffic so you can start to hit those targets consistently. And then you're basically utilizing it for depth perception, which I'm going to share with you in a second. But every day, you're using a combination of these two. So that's how I use both of these tools. I set my objectives, I set my goals and my targets, and then I break them down into smaller goals every single day, every single week. And then at the end, I have notes and reflection. I reflect on my month. And so that I can, in hindsight, like each month, I can see, okay, well, what did I learn? What insights? What things do I need to be aware of? And I write them down in here. And so I'm constantly, consistently reflecting, readjusting, gaining feedback. And I do this every single day. And then I go, I plan it out. And then what I do is I go and I plan it in my day. And I execute my day exactly how I have it planned. Literally that. And I write my goals so I'm aware of them. I'm using gratitude. I'm grateful. I'm visualizing my goals, visualizing my targets. I write down my W's every single day. What were today's wins? Okay, I hit my objective. I hit 4 calls booked. How will I improve? I need to adjust a little bit of my messaging here, and you reflect, right? And you're getting 1% better every single day. And I use this every day. And it's literally just these 2 pages. And then I reflect on my performance. And then I rinse and repeat every single day. So that's how I use this. But I want to share with you one final concept on how I look at this. Because I want you to picture this. Okay? Picture you're trying to scale a mountain. Okay? Most people are over here in the forest, and they have no fucking idea where the mountain even is. They're lost here in the forest, and they don't even have a goal. They don't know where they're at. They have no idea where they are, okay? So this is how most people go through life. Aimlessly in the forest, have no idea, okay? But when you do it like this, you're going to know you're scaling this mountain, okay? So you're going to know, it's terrible, looks like a tripod. So you're going to know how far, so your little backpack as your way up, your little walking stick, right? You're going to know how far you are up the mountain. What is the altitude of where you're at? How far are you from here to here, which is your goal? What is that distance? You're going to know exactly, precisely how far you are from the top of the mountain, which is your goal, which is 100K a month, okay? And I'm telling you, this is how people, high performers, smash goals, because this is your goal, 100K a month, right? So you know that you're getting closer to your goal. You're making progress and you're scaling this mountain. You know by Q2, this is your objective. And every day you're making those micro steps, and you're just putting one foot in front of the other, and you're focusing on here And there's a concept for in when someone was scaling the mountain, I forget where I learned this, but it was like somebody asked this guy, he's like, how do you climb the mountain? Like, what's the secret to climbing the mountain? He's like, I just put one boot in front of the other. So when you do this, you look, and he said, stare at your boots. So what you want to do is you want to stare at your boots here, and you're gonna magically hit your goal. You're gonna be like, how did I smash my goal? Because another little concept which I'll talk about is you need to already operate and be at the top of the mountain and be on your goal now. And then every day you're just looking down, moving and just focusing on your staring at your boots, moving forward, and then boom, next thing you know, you hit your Q2 goal. Now you're up here, right? Now you're even further ahead. And you're on top of, and you know how far this distance that you moved and how far you are away from your goal. And this is called depth perception. And so every day you know that, okay, I know exactly what I need to do for tomorrow in order to hit my goal so that for the week I smash my goal. And then you're adjusting and reiterating every single day, and you're getting feedback, and you know how far you're away from your goal. Now, if you're completely you're completely far off, you need to readjust and reiterate your goals. That's one of the things here is you need to review the data, right? Because maybe your outreach isn't working. You need to do something else. Or maybe your content isn't hitting. You need to iterate your content. You need to track these things. You need to iterate, refine it, get the feedback, and then readjust, right? And then be consciously aware, have the depth perception of how far you are away to your goal. You know, instead of being lost in the sauce over here in the forest, not even knowing where the mountain is, okay? You need to know how far you are up the mountain and how far you are to climb it, okay? And this is for you to break down your goals and your targets into measurable quarterly, monthly, weekly, and then you're just focusing here. You're not even focusing, this doesn't even exist yet, right? Because then you're going to review what you did on the previous month, and you're going to readjust for month 2. Because every single day you want to be locked in on the present, staring at your boots, thinking, how can I move forward towards my goals, okay? And so then what you're going to do is you're going to map it out, you're going to readjust, you're going to go and map out your objectives, what you need to have done, and at the end of the week, you're going to reflect, okay, I booked 14, okay? Well, now my target for this next week is I need to book 16 sales calls, right? I need to book basically 3 to 4 per day, right? And now you can see your gap and you have actual, okay? And I'm telling you, you just got to be relentless in the day-to-day, and you got to be urgent in the day-to-day, but patient for your longer-term goal to come to fruition, which is your yearly goal, okay? So these are the 2 tools that I use consistently. I also use my Google Calendar to track appointments, but these are the tools that I use. And then the first thing you need to do is set the goal, then reverse engineer it into targets for this quarter, this week, this month, this week, and then break them down into targets for the day, and you're going to know what are the leading indicators to reach that goal. And then daily you review gap to goal, weekly you review target, your gap to goal, your target to goal, and your actual, and every month you do the same thing. And then daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly, you review data, readjust, you get feedback, readjust, and be consciously aware. And then use your day planner every day to be deliberate and plan your day. Everything that goes on in your day needs to be specific and deliberate and planned the night before, okay? You need to plan your night, or you plan your day the night before, okay? And that's what I use these 2 tools for. So every night I look at this, then I take this, translate it into here, any other things that I do here, and then I plan my day. Every day around 8 p.m., I plan my day for the night before, and then I basically fill this out, right? I flip the page, I write today's wins, how I'll improve, and the goals, and then I flip the page, and I write down my day, and I repeat that process every single day. And then in the morning, I write my goals, what I'm grateful for, targets, and I'm aware of it every single day, and I keep my goals in front of myself, and I'm reviewing it every single day. Why people don't hit their goals is because they never review them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these 2 tools. You can get them. I'll leave them in the description. You can go and grab those. I'm telling you, they will absolutely change the game for you. And this is everything that you need to do. And then what you can do is you can just go file, make a copy. Again, keep a copy of the master. And then what you can do is you can also name this one. Let's just say this one was, 2025 war map, okay? And then you can have this one for 2025. And then this one you keep in your drive. So you can, every year, you can just change this and change the date. And then boom, it's all updated. Okay. So this is what you can use. Go use these tools, be deliberate, be intentional, and let's smash your goals going into the new year. So God bless you. Go use those, get them in it. And also leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless.